cut straight to the chase. These are the words from the club during part of a conversation about Mohammed Kudus, about him being available for £100 million. It basically says we could do with a top-class centre-forward and we need to raise funds. There you go. It doesn't really get much certain than that. It's incredible, actually, to have the club speaking as frankly as they are about this stuff. I don't know about the raising funds stuff, but I do not disagree that we need to get a top-class centre-forward in. I mean, it's an age-old story, isn't it? We've needed that for quite some time. We've tried, to be fair. And, you know, Sebastian Haller was a really bloody good attempt at doing so. Again, wrong striker, wrong club, wrong time, wrong system, if you like. He was at Frankfurt, wasn't he? Played in sort of front three. We brought him over here. He played in played as a lone striker. You'd say same with Scamacca. He played up front. Oh, was it the geezer's name? Raspadori. I think his name might be Raspadori, but he very much played as a front in a front two. We brought Scamacca over here. Big money, £35 million. He came over. Wrong player, wrong club, wrong time, wrong system, all that sort of stuff. There's numerous stuff. You go back as long as you want, but, maybe players that didn't have that sort of 35, 45 million pound price tag, players like Chicharito, who I still think to this day is the highest paid player that West Ham have ever employed. I think he was at £148,000 a week or something like that. You never know how much of this is true, but, he certainly wasn't cheap. Real Madrid striker and Man United striker, that sort of thing. Ended up, playing on the left wing. It's quite funny, actually. It wasn't like he was ever a striker that looked like he had the skill set to play wide either. He was a sniffer. He was just a fox in a box. He was a finisher. He was a 6-yard box predator. That's what he was. There's some of the strikers, and you see him playing a striker, and you think, oh, they might be able to do a job elsewhere. He wasn't one of them. He was only a striker. And yet we still managed to put him in the wrong position. So we're really bad at this stuff, West Ham. Really, really bad. But yeah, as I say, we could do with a top-class centre-forward and need to raise funds. You'd basically finish on, we'd want 100 million, for obviously that being for Kudus. Well, I guess conversations about which striker that might be were... could probably be done on another day. I think the first thing that comes to mind, and I'm sure a lot of you will be the same as well, which is, why didn't we just pay that money for Duran? If they wanted 40 million for him, which is what Aston Villa were rumoured to have wanted, and we were, toying around with 35 million or whatever the case may be, then, it does seem like a massive opportunity missed now. We're not going to get to do that again. I think he's playing so well now. In fact, did he start? He might have started. He certainly scored in the last game. Might have started it. I think he came off the bench in Europe, but I think possibly started the last league game. You get the impression now that if both are fit, he's really getting to the point where he might be able to take Ollie Watkins' place in the first team as a starter. That's how good he is. We're not going to get him. You wouldn't get him for 60 million. You probably wouldn't get him for 70 million. So that ship has sailed. I'm not sure what I know what top class means. I know what it means. I'm not sure you get one. I'm not sure there are too many available. I certainly don't think taking a punt on someone from, I can't even remember whatever the guy's name. It might even be, is it Corinthians or maybe even Flamengo? I still think that's punt. I don't think that's necessarily top class. He was top class, banging in goals, lots of goals in the European League. The guy at Sporting Lisbon, top class, right? Could have got him as well. Apparently, you don't know. That's just a story. I think he was at Coventry, wasn't he? Something like that. I do believe we should go and get a striker. I think it's certainly stick in the throat if we have to lose Mohammed Kudus to get it. But if we can afford to trim any of the fat from anywhere in the squad, it probably would be right wing. I've never been convinced that he is a left winger. He's clearly, it doesn't really matter whether, I would like him to be given a chance in attacking midfield. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I want. It's not going to happen. I think certainly Lopetegui is here for the foreseeable. So it's what he's going to do, and he's going to continue to play Kudus on the left wing. That's the case. I mean, look, no one should be shifting Jarrod Bowen from the right wing, firstly. Nobody should. That's his place for forever. Do you know what I mean? For as long as he plays football, as long as he plays at West Ham. Maybe it might finish his career somewhere else, but whatever, for the next 4 or 5 years, he plays on the right wing for West Ham. It really is as simple as that. He's a West Ham legend, living legend, isn't he? A playing legend, let's put it that way. Top class striker coming in. I guess needs must. I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know how I feel about this. I do think 100 million is good money, but I also feel that Mohammed Kudus on his day is top class. Do you remember we almost got Doku? We almost got Doku from Man City. Hold that thought. You might have to remind me in a second. Hold that thought. Hold that thought and turn your attention to the santaco.co.uk. Links in the description below. Get your kid a letter from Father Christmas, basically. They've probably written one. Dear Father Christmas, I've been really good. I want a Barbie doll. Whatever the case may be. Right, but can you get a letter back from Father Christmas? We're going to help you do that by using the santaco.co.uk. Got a discount code for you. It's Hammers Chat, all one word. Get 30% off. Go and have a look at their website. It's not just the one letter, the $9.99 letter. They've got a lot of really, really good stuff there as well. But the standard package is a letter. You give, basically, you write, you go online and you give Father Christmas lots of information about your little one, and you get a personalised letter back. Lovely letter, lovely thick paper, big red envelope. If you go for the next one up, I think you actually get some North Pole snow in it. Magic snow, because it doesn't melt in the envelope, obviously. You'll get the letter sent to your house. It's a lovely, bespoke, wonderful gift. It's got a QR code on it as well. So Father Christmas will actually read out what's been written in the card. Links in the description below. Go and check it out. That's the Santa Co. Jeremy Doku, that's his name, isn't it? The Man City winger. We were really close to getting him. Do you remember? We were close to getting him. And then he went to Man City, and we didn't get him. We ended up getting Kudus instead. I think Kudus is better. Is that controversial? I think he is, isn't he? I don't think that's a particularly controversial point of view. I know at the moment Man City are doing crap, but even when they weren't, I think he's better. I do. I think he's one of the few people that I think could probably take over from Mo Salah. In fact, because it's been rumoured that it's Newcastle, Arsenal and Liverpool that are interested. I mean, Arsenal, look, I'm sure Arteta do something with him. But he got Saka in the way. Well, does he really want to go to a club and not play in his favoured position? If he goes to Liverpool, he's only got to see out half a season. And then he gets Mo Salah as his best position. And I think he'd do really, really well there. But it is clear that the for sale sign has been sort of planted on the front lawn, hasn't it, by West Ham? And it is just to raise funds for a striker. And to be fair, I think Tim Steidten needs this as well. Because of the Füllkrug looks like a bit of a waste of money. Because Guilherme, I don't think if Guilherme's not given a chance, I don't blame Steidten for this. I blame Lopetegui for not giving him a chance, by the way. But I blame Steidten for Füllkrug. So like I said, it's not black and white. Honestly, I don't like all this one good guy, one guy does everything right and one guy does everything wrong. I think they both, can both do both, basically. But I think Steidten would probably need the sale of Kudus to be able to say, well, look, I brought this guy in and look, we've made whatever, £45 million on him or whatever he goes for. Well, I guess they'd get, what's he coming for? 35, something like that. I guess I'd be looking for 55 increase then, wouldn't they? But I don't think we'll necessarily get that. I don't think we'll get 90. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. If we got 85, I think we'd have done well. But anyway, I think Steidten probably needs it. As far as Füllkrug's concerned, where does he stand on this? I don't think he'll be here. I haven't thought that for a little while, as you know, if you're a regular watcher. I don't think he'll be here next season. I'm not entirely sure he'll be here in February. What is really telling here is that, again, I'll glance back to it because I'm reading it, we could do with a top-class centre-forward. That tells you everything you need to know. Otherwise, it would be coming back, we've got a top-class centre-forward. It's quite clear that the top hierarchy in the club are no good. No good, Anyway, there you go. Just my simple thoughts on the issue. Niclas Füllkrug probably on his way, and West Ham are in line for a top striker. I'd be interested to know, actually, if you wouldn't mind, in the comments below. Who? Let's say, what would you pick? If we got 60, 70 million pounds to spend on a top-class striker, who would it be? Who would it be? Who would you choose? And who's realistic? I think that's the thing. Someone realistic who we could get in at West Ham and immediately hit the ground running and make us better.